My name is Kathy Baumgardner-Hetrick, and Steve Philippi and I undertook a very large project this year of the 250th anniversary of Palmyra. We have decided to do some oral histories of people who have lived in Palmyra. Most of them are over the age of 80 or 85, and we asked them to tell us their story about Palmyra so that we could put together a DVD that you're going to watch now that has the stories of Palmyra based on the people who have lived here. We hope you enjoy it. We've had a fun time doing it, and we think you'll learn a lot about Palmyra and the history of Palmyra through the stories of Palmyra.
My name is Floyd Spangler, and what do you want me to say as far as?
Well, how old are you, Floyd?
Okay, I'll be 90 in 2 weeks.
Great, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
And how did you come to Palmyra? Were you born here?
No, I was born over Shellsville,
Okay.
and we moved to Palmyra when I was 16. But we lived in Palmdale, in other words, a block on the other side of Legal Avenue, so we went to Hershey School instead of Palmyra School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, our whole family went to Hershey instead of Palmyra.
Right, that Legal Avenue is a divider.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, right there.
Well, then when did you yourself move into Palmyra?
When we moved to Palmyra, when I got married
And that was when?
in 1943.
Well, now, in Palmyra, I mean, you worked, but also I know you did some volunteer work in Palmyra, didn't you? Or was that when you retired? After you retired?
After I retired, yes. After I retired.
And what did you do as a volunteer in Palmyra in your
Well,
retirement?
I went to a lady that lived next to me. She was a nurse in the Army, and she was taking blood pressures of senior citizens. So one day, when I retired, I was working on the lawn, and she stopped and said, "Why don't you come to Senior Citizen sometime?" So I asked her where and when, and she told me. So the next month I went. And I walked in and sat down in the middle, and somebody came and asked me if I'd run for president.
And that was your first time you were there.
First
now,
time.
when did the Palmyra, this was the Palmyra Senior Citizens, that's
Yeah.
what it's called, the organization.
Yeah.
And when did that actually start?
Yeah, 1968, that's right. The first
Okay.
time it started in 1968.
Well, that's interesting because I graduated in '67 from Palmyra High School, and at that time, when you think about in the 1960s, people didn't live to be 80, 90,
I know
and so
that people
forth.
live much
And so
longer.
you didn't hear a lot about senior
That's right.
citizens.
I was elected the president of the men's organization of Gravel Hill Church.
Oh.
And then I've always been a baseball fan, so I said, if they're interested, we'll run a bus to Philadelphia for the ball game.
Yeah.
So we ran a bus. I got the tickets and the bus. We went to the ball game. And on the way home, some fella said to me on the bus, he said, "Did you ever think of running a trip to Florida?" I said, "Oh, I thought about it, but I don't know how many would be interested." And he said, "Well, there'd be 4 of us." And I went to work, and I said something. I forgot who I said something to. And the first person I said something to said, "Well, there'd be 4 of us." And pretty soon I had a bus full.
So you started running trips?
Yeah, I ran them for about 35 years,
Oh my goodness.
all over the United States. And that was the beginning, just going to Philadelphia to the ball game.
And you did this as a volunteer?
Yeah.
You didn't start a little business or anything? You
No,
did this as a volunteer.
I did it on my own. Then I ran trips for our church, and then I ran trips for the senior citizens, and I kept on doing it.
So you've been in Palmyra since the 40s.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest change that took place in Palmyra since 1940?
Well, it expanded a lot. It expanded a lot in the county, especially. In the township, I mean.
Okay.
In North Londonderry
So
Township.
physically, we got more houses
Yes.
and businesses.
We used to have a lot of gas stations at one time.
Didn't we? Everybody talks about every other corner was a gas station.
Yeah.
Today we have 2, I think.
Yeah.
You know, you are too much. Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate it
Okay.
that you're sharing about Palmyra and your history here.
Okay.
Okay, thanks,
Okay,
Floyd.
we'll
Here.
see you.
Okay, great.